Palace of the Dead, or as known as Deep Dungeon. And I remember jumping into Palace of the Dead for the first time with my two friends, and we were just, beginners at the game. And clearly, we didn't know what we were doing. Like, we would be stepping on traps and not standing next to the wall, whatever. But as I continue my FF14 journey, like going through Heaven's Wars, Stormblood, Shadowbringers. And by the way, this was like weeks before Endwalker came out, I think. I'm not sure. But it was near the end of Shadowbringers where I decided to go back into Palace of the Dead and level up my jobs. And so I did my research on YouTube. Like, I studied like what each commander did and like, what strategies and blah 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 and stuff. But it was until then I came across one guy by the name of Angelus Demonis. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I remember watching one of his machinist tutorial guides or whatever, and they were like two separate videos and they're like 8 hours long, and basically he cleared as machinist from 1 to 200, and this is Shadowbringers, by the way. And it was at that moment where I realized or found out that you could get a reward, and the reward is a title. And this title is known amongst the FF14 community because of how rare it is and how not many people has achieved this achievement or title. The Necromancer title. And how do you get this Necromancer title? Well, to be able to get the Necromancer title, you had to complete Palace of the Dead from floor 1 to 200 all by yourself as any jobs without dying. This achievement is 5 years old and only 0.5% has achieved this title. And how much is 0.5%? Well, over 700 players out of the 25 plus million players that plays FF14 has achieved this title. And it's just mind-blowing. So literally, because of the Necromancer title, it got me more interested in Palace of the Dead. At that moment, I told myself, I'm gonna get this title. And so my Palace of the Dead journey begins. So I decided to go into Palace of the Dead as machinist. And then by this time, Endwalker came out and I finished the story and blah blah blah. And then I came back to Palace of the Dead to continue my grinding. Eventually, I got up to 99 ether per arm and 99 ether per gear. I forgot to mention that I started from floor 51 instead of floor 1 because I didn't want to go through all that long marathon just to farm for postures. And so eventually I got enough sustaining potions to where I can possibly clear Palace of the Dead. So now I decided to start for floor 1 and just hope for the best. And so eventually I got to the 161 floors, up to 170 floors, and then eventually I faced Behemoth for the first time. So it was my first time going against Behemoth and seeing Behemoth, and I was doing the strat that everyone uses for machinists. I got the lust in, but I forgot to bring his HP down to 50%. I don't know why I did my burst. Like, I totally forgot to bring his HP to 50%. Like, my mind was in a different place. And so then I died and I didn't have enough time to try again. But it was my first time seeing Behemoth, so I was destined to keep going. So after the first failure against Behemoth, I was really upset with myself for not remembering to bring his goddamn HP to 50%. And all of this rage inside of me, I was just holding it in because I was really upset. And so I started my second run. And this the flame inside of me, it's just building up. And somewhere around in the early floors, the game tried to troll me and I stepped on the learn trap. But all of this rage inside of me, I was like Kratos from God of War, and no, not this type of rage, okay? Let's just say I just let it all out on these enemies.
Easy!
After stepping on the learn trap that almost killed me, I got back to Behemoth. I got the Behemoth down to 22% and I lusted. But the second attempt is another failure because I spent way too much time kiting the Behemoth. And eventually the lust ran out, and when I did my burst, I was wondering why I was doing less DPS, and when I checked the Behemoth's health, I was like, oh, the lust is gone. And so I died. I was upset that the second attempt was a failure against Behemoth, but I knew that I was close. So then, I started again for floor 1. I said to myself, hopefully third time's the charm, hopefully I can clear Behemoth. And this run might be the one. Let's go on a little journey, shall we? Oh my gosh, serenities for days. Shit. Fuck. Water. The air's no good, Patrick. The air's no good.
Oh, you gotta be shitting me.
Yes, indeed. But this time, I will not fail. Many others have stumbled upon this place. Now, you will tremble. I challenge you. Immortal combat. Oh, let's go. I finally defeated Behemoth. Floors 181 to 190. These sets of floors had ended a lot of runs from other players that were trying to get the title, or even players that weren't even trying to get the title. So it was my first time experiencing these floors. And just as many other players, these sets of floors weren't too nice to me at all. And of course, it was my first time experiencing this set of floors, but I ended up using some good amount of Pomanders. The chances of getting the worst floor debuffs of them all is high, and mimics also have a higher chance of spawning in these higher floors as well. Fuck off, game. So I was a little nervous going to these floors. There were times where I could have been more patient. There were times where I was forced to fight the difficult enemies. And there were situations where I had to use Pomanders as well. And the amount of Pomanders you use depends on the situation that you're in. Because at some point, the game is going to force you to use Pomanders. And there's nothing you could do about it, because you need to think really quick on finding a way out, open the exit, get past the floor, and you need to make haste because time is very short. You only have like 1 hour to complete a set floor. But nonetheless, I made it past the floors to face the Godfather. And this was my first time encountering the Godfather, and I just hope for the best that I could defeat the last boss. Fucking used to lose! The last boss of Palace of the Dead has been defeated, but I didn't really celebrate too much because I still had 191 to 200, aka the last sets of floors, and my Pomanders were not looking too good at all. And as you can see here, I had 3 Serenities. Yes, I do have 3 Serenities, but 3 Serenities are not gonna carry me through 9 floors, because, it depends on the RNG if I get, horrible floor debuffs. After sitting there for almost 20 minutes, I made a decision. I decided, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna just go in. Even if I die, at least I got some experience in these last sets of floors. And so, I jumped into the last sets of floors. No. fucking go! Let's freaking go! Woo! Woo! Let's freaking go! Let's freaking go! Oh my god. My heart is fucking beating. Oh my god. Let's fucking go. Let's go. I'm fucking taking a seat. Screenshot this shit. Oh my god. Is this what it feels like to clear ultimate fight? Oh my god. Let's go. Man, does it feel good. For anyone that is going after the Necromancer title, don't go in thinking that you're going to get the clear in one try. At some point in your run, you're going to fail, and it's okay to make mistakes because you're going to learn from them. And since you're all by yourself, all the blame is on you and only on you. Patience is key, and if you die in the higher floors or you ran out of time, don't feel discouraged. Just keep trying and keep believing, okay? Because once that Cairn passage activates in floor 199, you're gonna be happy like a motherfucker. It's gonna be one heck of an experience, I'll tell you that. But hey, I am a Necromancer now.